The 45 Cleveland Rams brought Bob Waterfield into pro football, and he not only led the Rams to the NFL title, he won the Most Valuable Player award that year.
King Winter takes over for the Pro Football Championship playoff at icy Cleveland Stadium. The Cleveland Rams are cold. The Washington Redskins are cold.
During that game, Sammy Baugh makes a pass from the end zone, and it hits the goalpost. And at that time, the rule in the NFL was if a pass out of the end zone hit the goalpost, it was a safety. Later in the game, Waterfield, during a point-after touchdown, his ball hits the bar and dribbles over, so the extra point is good. And those two plays were the difference.
Cleveland Rams put the title on ice 15-14.
The greatest team I ever seen, I'm going to have to go back in time with the San Francisco 49ers. They're the reason why we make these plays.
Montana throws long down the middle for Rice. He's got a touchdown, 49ers.
We want to emulate the Jerry Rices. We want to emulate Ronnie Lott, the Joe Montanas. We want to have the stats that those guys put up because they're the best to ever do it.
Lobs it to Craig, touchdown, 49ers. What a play by Montana.
He had the best coach in the NFL, Bill Walsh. He had the best quarterback in Joe.
Touchdown, 49ers. That's another great throw by Montana.
And the vibe with the ownership, like in the team, they were the class of the league.
Eddie DeBartolo, he demanded that you go out and win football games and you win championships.
And we're about set to go with Super Bowl 23, folks.
That team was the team that will always be around forever.
Back to throw Montana. Stepped up, throws. Touchdown, 49ers! And the 49ers have won the Super Bowl.
My great-grandkids will know about that team. Those guys set the standard.
We're taking a team photo at the 2-minute mark. Dab on them right quick.
Oh, dab.
We played with a lot of energy. We had fun. The 2015 Carolina Panthers team was truly unselfish.
Keep pounding either means something or it's just a damn slogan on your jersey. Make it mean something.
Quarterback draw. Somersault for the touchdown.
The crowning moment for that season for us was really getting over that hump of beating Seattle.
Chance to break Seattle hearts.
Cam hit Olsen down the seam.
Olsen end zone. Caught, touchdown.
For the game-winning touchdown.
What an unbelievable, respect-taking road win for the Carolina Panthers.
Once we were able to get that victory, I think that boosted the confidence level of our whole team. One of the most dominant games that we had was the NFC Championship game.
Leap for the end zone, touchdown! The Carolina Panthers, champions of the NFC.
In that season, we just had 2 bad games. One in Atlanta.
The dream of the perfect season will end here at the Georgia Dome.
And one in San Fran.
Super Bowl 50 goes to the Denver Broncos.
Hey, great year.
When people say the 2011 Packers, what do you think of?
Lost opportunity. We went undefeated, 13-0.
The 5 reaching pylon, touchdown! The Packers remain perfect.
Aaron Rodgers was just hitting on all cylinders. Our offense was cooking.
Rainbows deep down the middle. Jennings, touchdown!
We were rolling.
That buck kicking their ass, AJ.
Let's out.
2011, people may think that was a great team, and it was. It was. But did we win a championship? No, heck no, we didn't win. We got put out. The Giants came in our backyard and beat us.
It's not the Packer team we have seen all season.
Nope. You are just a footnote in history if you don't win the Super Bowl.
You gotta get better. You gotta go back to work.
I've tried to repress those memories, and you have brought those up. That's not a good thing.
Joe Gibbs was so good about getting the best out of a guy, even if it was in one moment when the strike was going on and they had to get these guys from off the street.
End around. Phillips to the near side. 10, 5, touchdown.
The battle back and forth of who's going to start at quarterback.
Back is Williams. Fires it into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
These players are parts of the machine, and Joe knew where to put them to make that machine work.
We had a few injury things take place.
Doug Williams has come on in place of Jay Schrader, who has been taken to the locker room.
Came down to a point where we just said, I think Doug needs to be our starter. And so he winds up getting to start that Super Bowl.
Sanders on the fly at midfield. He's gone. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
I think anything we did that day would have worked in the second quarter.
You're watching history. This is history in the making.
Timmy Smith, right?
He's got to go over 200 yards. Will be the single game rushing leader in Super Bowl history.
That's got to do it.
You would never think this team was going to dominate the way they did. Joe makes it happen somehow, pulls a rabbit out of his hat every time.
I think the team that has been mostly forgotten in NFL history is the 50s Cleveland Browns.
1954, Coach Paul Brown was faced with his greatest rebuilding job since the Browns were organized in 1946. Brown leads calisthenics at League Park, site of the Browns' daily workouts. Fundamentals always are stressed.
The first 10 years of existence of the Cleveland Browns, they get to the championship game of their league all 10 seasons and win 7.
The 1954 World Championship football game. Otto Graham, for 9 seasons, the spark plug of the Cleveland team.
Otto Graham was my guy. He had some great teammates, but Otto was the one that made it all tick.
Otto Graham uncorks a beautiful toss.
Cleveland Browns were, without a doubt, the best football teams in the pro leagues.
Paul Brown, who prepared his squad superbly for this game, said, "This was the greatest team I've ever seen."
You know, the funny part is it was my second year, and we were just out there playing. I was blessed because of the talent we had receiver-wise, the running backs, our offense, how we ran it, our defense, with all the special players. The Killer Bees were great. As the season went on, you could feel that we were doing things that no one else had done in the past. We were 14-2 going into the playoffs.
I'm a huge Miami Dolphin fan. I love them, and I remember thinking just really believing we were going to win that game. But the 49ers were just so good.
He fires to the goal line, and it is intercepted.
I thought that '84 team was one of the best Dolphin teams ever. That Super Bowl loss crushed me.
Sometimes you're crazy, then you wonder why. I'm such a baby, 'cause the Dolphins make me cry.
The line, the Dolphins make me cry. You know, a lot of people thought that was a real, like, you know, Greenpeace save the world kind of line. A lot of people thought, oh, he wants to save the Dolphins, you know, but little did they know, I just want the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl.
I was actually enjoying a cigar at one point with Brett Kiesel, and Brett told me that we didn't give up a rush over 7 yards the entire season. And I said, Brett, that's insane. He said, it was so much fun playing on that defense. You would see a running back's shoulders literally slump when they realized they could not run, they could not move. You would watch their soul break.
This defense has been spectacular.
That's our defense.
I don't know that you're going to see a defense that dominant again. They were nasty. You had Harrison on one side, you had Lamar Woodley on the other. Of course, you had the great Troy.
Flacco in the gun. He throws the pass, and it's intercepted. John Polamalu at the 40, 35-30. Blockers at the 25, and he's in for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Touchdown.
This is a legendary defense. That's right. Put an exclamation point on your work.
The the Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl for a 6th time.
People talk about the 2000 Ravens, Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl. Of course, you want to mention the Steel Curtain. If you look at the numbers, that 08 Steelers defense is arguably the best of all time.
The name is Hallis, George S. Hallis. He's coach of the Chicago Bears, champs of the West.
The 63 team was pretty daggone good. People don't remember that far back. We had a heck of a football team. Our defense was unbelievable, and that's what made us good. We went after people.
Danny McRae filters this pass.
Middle linebacker was Bill George. We had Doug Atkins, who was a Hall of Famer. It was a who's who. Our defense ended up giving up 10 points a game.
A superb defensive performance holds Green Bay to a mere 3 points, and the Bears are off and running toward the Western Conference crown.
My job was to block and catch.
The Iron Man, Mike Ditka, is Wade's favorite receiver.
We had a great outside receiver guy named Johnny Morris. Willie Gallimore. I mean, we had some great players, but we won it because of our defense.
The best defense in the league has done it again and made the Bears the world champions.